birds, shut up. 3 people. Interesting. I don't know if people are talking. Can't see. Are people talking? Ah, there we go. Hello, Owen. It's Irish. Robocop, welcome. Robocop Plays. It's always an interesting name to me. Hello, Nathaniel. Hello, Yanan Shed. Yanan Shed. That's an awesome name, by the way. Oh. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome. Finley, Cliche, Ofala, TF Taylor, Awesome MT Gamer. There's a lot of people showing up today. Baxter Buckscott, it's an interesting name. Love the picture there. Hello, Agrippa Maxim. So bad at saying the last name. Maxentinus? So bad at saying it, but welcome. Are you feeling better? I'm feeling a little better. You know, beautiful weather out, so for sure. Hello, V3. Welcome, buddy. Say F15. There you go. Time to play Players Unknown Battleground? No, not happening. Hello, Lieutenant Dane. Your L85 mags are shed. I don't know what that means. When are you going to do some more Mong videos? I will eventually do some, I promise, in the near future. What's the best tank of today's mate? The best tank of today? It's a very good question. One of which I do not have the time to answer right now. Player Unknown Battleground. No, I'm not playing that. Do you like the new L85A3? I do like it, but I think, you know, as many people have discussed in the past, it's a rifle that I think needs to be replaced. It's time. I enjoyed the Mong videos. Don't worry, Greg, and everyone else who enjoyed the Mong videos. More are going to come out in the future. As you can tell, I've been on a bit of hiatus of making videos right now, but I will get back around to it, I swear. I'm going to set some time aside and make some more videos for you guys, so don't you worry about that. What advice for those wanting to join as officers? Well, Seb, if you're going to be an officer, you need to make sure that you have the utmost level of etiquette, i.e. behave yourself, and start getting into your studies. So, you know, work really hard at getting your qualifications that you need from school and all that good stuff, high grades, and then just fitness, really, and they'll teach you everything else once you get there. Hello, John Hunt. Hope to join the army at 16. Going to the Mercians. Good for you, buddy. Carl E. Video on cadets. No, I should not be doing a video on the cadets. Unfortunately, I don't really like talking about youth groups. A little unfair. Are you going to make a video on the cadets? No, I'm not going to make a video on the cadets. Any advice for anyone who wants to join the RAF as a fighter pilot? Make sure you got some good eyesight. Make sure you study hard. Do a lot of preparation. You know, schooling and all that good stuff. I know maths is obviously something you're really going to have to focus on. Don't know why people give shit. The L85 should be doing Savage L1 44A1. It's absolutely perfect. Shit, trust me, as a cadet. Interesting. How's your day, sir? Owen, it's going good. How's your day, good friend? How's your weekend been? What happens to left-handed shooters in the British Army? They get used to shooting in their right hand. Any plans for Postscriptum? Chris, I'll probably play Postscriptum at some point, but it's really not one of those games that I'm going to get too much involved in because it's World War II. I'm not a big fan of World War II. What do you think of the French Foreign Legion? They're an elite group, so obviously I have a lot of respect for them, but I don't know much about them, and I haven't really looked into it too much. Say wow. Wow. There you go. Andre Louis, yes, I am back. For now, anyway. Thank you. It's a rather nice fence, I thought. Should the Royal Navy have kept HMS Ocean? I think the Royal Navy should have kept many ships, but it's never going to happen. What do you think of the Command & Conquer series? Jacob, that was my youth. Jacob, it's my youth playing Command & Conquer. I absolutely loved it. Can you review a Roblox game? No. Love your video. Thanks, Joe. Glad you like him, bud. Matt, should the British Army go back to 7.62 service rifle? I think we should have more 7.62 rifles, but I don't think we should have it as a standard issue service rifle. Did I witness any racism in the army? Now and then, yeah, I'll be honest, I did, for sure. Oilers or Flames? Go Oilers, Cliche Joe. Go Edmonton. University for no or no for officer. You will need to go to university to become an officer, yes, but you'll do your degree in one of two ways. You'll either do your education within the army whilst in the university, or you'll go to Welbeck and do it that way. Hey, Victor Land, welcome. What's your funniest moment in the army? Narwhal Productions. I've got plenty of interesting stories, but I'll probably save them for videos in the future. Your views on the state of the Indian Armed Forces. I don't talk about the Indian Armed Forces anymore because I get my head bitten off. So, please put a review on British Army ghillie suits. That's going to be hard to do because I don't own any ghillie suits or know of anyone who has used them. So, can an Indian join the British Army? I have no idea. Probably. Hello, Beefhens. Finchley, hello. Finchy, hello. good sir. Do you know Dan Reed, PWRR? No, I don't know. Someone randomly from Princess of Wales Royal Regiment. I take it you did not like War Thunder. It's not that I don't like it. I'm going to get back around to it. It's just one of those games that you really have to take some time practicing and getting used to. Especially when I bought the high-end tanks that Gaijin was happy enough to give me. And then you jump into the deep end and, you know, all of a sudden you're going up against like the high-tier players / high-tier tanks. It's just a waste of time, really. I want to join the Navy. Any tips? Should I join as a rating or an officer? Deadly Cobra, that's entirely up to you, my friend. You've really got to look into yourself. I can't give you any opinion on that, especially for the Navy, because I know nothing about it, and I don't really have much involvement with the armed forces when it comes to the Navy. Any gaming during today's stream? Well, I don't see any computers around, so probably not. Ooh, $5. Who sent me that? Assassin 10. You did not need to send me your £5, but thank you. I've applied late to join, but worried it's taking late. How long did your application process take? Are you joining the British Army, I presume? If it's the British Army, it shouldn't take you too long. For the Canadian Armed Forces, it can be a little bit more complicated if you're coming from another country like myself. It took me almost 4 years to apply, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So, do you have any tips on beeswaxing ammo boots? I never beeswaxed ammo boots, so unfortunately I can't really give you much advice on that. Sometimes in the US people speak poorly on the Coast Guard. What would be the UK equivalent to the Army service? That isn't always taken very seriously. I think definitely chefs get a hard time in the British Army, or cooks as we tend to call them. They work their socks off though, they really do. Thank you, Luke Swan, love you too, buddy. What's your favourite part of being in the army? The brotherhood, I think. Being around other people, being in a group of people who all have the same mentality that you do. It's just awesome. Can you have jelly donuts in the barracks? Rest in peace, Gunny. No, you cannot have jelly donuts in the barracks, because you should be having celery and anything that makes you healthier and faster. It's a wild Matsimus. Fire discipline, go. Oh my god. The aim of fire discipline is to ensure that, in response to a fire order, appropriate action is taken at the guns, strictly in accordance with the intent of the originator with minimum of delay. I think I got that. I got pretty close. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's close. V3 is another Canadian Army gunner, and he's testing me on my course that I have coming up in the summer. So he's given me a little couple of questions here to test my knowledge on going on course. What kind of music do you enjoy? Actually, I really enjoy dance music, hip hop, everything really, R&B, heavy metal, rock, pretty much everything. Were you in a cadet force? I was in a cadet force. I was in the Durham Light Infantry back in the day. That was many years ago. Close. I was pretty close. I think, considering you threw me on the spot there, V3, I think I did pretty good. Is an aircraft carrier obsolete? Certainly not. It is definitely not obsolete. I don't feel so anyway. Racism. Was it to the Afghans or between the British soldier? I don't want to comment on that. What's your kill-death ratio? You're so random. People walking past wondering why I'm probably talking to myself. How long did I serve in the army? I served 8 years in the British Army. And now I'm back in the Canadian Army serving here. We need the Hmong dinosaur. Yes, indeed. Have you ever been in the line of fire? Ishlets? Yes, I have. What's your opinion on the scrapping of Harrier fleet? It would have been nice to keep the Harriers around while we try and prepare the F-35s, but, you know, it is what it is. Have you served with the Gurkhas? Yes, I have. Thanks for slowing down the chat, guys. What's the tattoo on my arm? Which one? This one? It says, pride in my soul, love for my family. It's in Latin. What do you think of the freaky Royal Marines ad that come from the sea? They do come from the sea. They're born in the ocean. No, I don't know. I haven't actually seen it, so. Have you been shot before? You're so random. Why would you ask questions like that? What medical equipment were you trained in? Stretcher, first field dressing, tourniquet, morphine, auto-injector, quick clot. Quick clot's nasty stuff. Have you ever heard of that stuff before? That's about it, really. What are your thoughts on binding the powers in the Royal Marine Corps? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to happen, though. What's your worst injury? I've torn my IT band before. Strange guy sitting on his porch, talking to himself, standard Albertan afternoon. Pretty much, yeah. There's people walking by probably just staring at me like, why is he talking to himself? How hardcore of a computer do you need to run Steel Beast? You don't need a hardcore computer to run Steel Beasts. How about a 240mm twin-tube auto-loaded tank? It's an interesting concept you got there, Louis. I'd love to hear your ideas on that. Have you been shot by an RPG? I've had RPG shot at my vehicle in Afghanistan before, yes. Do you own a pair of revision Sawfly glasses? No, but I really wish I did, because I haven't been issued half of my kit to go on course this summer, and I do need a pair of those glasses. So, hello, Wind Whisper, welcome. Hello, Kevlar LP. Epic first, I can't answer that question, buddy. You can ask it all day. I really can't. I don't like talking about it, to be honest with you. Marines Army, best one. You know I don't do the best thing, folks. Come on, you know better than that. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Wind Whisper. Is a tank loader the only role you did? I was not a tank loader in my career, just so you know. Beautiful Sunday afternoon, loving the facial hair. Yeah, well, it's my time off, so I get to grow as much as I want. 1911 or Browning HP. Well, they're pretty much close to being the same thing. Hello there, Matsimus, how you doing? I'm doing good, Lord Zerg, thank you. What's your opinion on the VZ58? Great rifle. I've never shot it, though. Have you got some weatherproofing on your fence? Well, it's stained, and I love staining, by the way. It's very therapeutic. It took me almost 3 days to stain that fence. Where in Britain were you from? I was originally from Hertfordshire, in just north of London, and then I moved to northeast England. How tall am I? 6'3". What do you think of the Glock? I quite like Glocks. I give them a hard time, because everybody gives Glocks a hard time, but they're a good gun. 9mm or 45 ACP. I probably would choose the 9mm just because the more capacity of rounds that you can carry. Did I go to AFC Harrogate? Yes, I did. Ever considered doing a collab stream with who? I would suggest the Trenches with Cuss. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Definitely a nice guy. I've seen a couple of his videos before. I've done time in the infantry. How hard do you think it would be to change to Remy for a while before I leave? You'd have to get the qualifications, but I don't think it would be too difficult to try, so give it a go, my friend. I don't think it'd be a problem. Your biggest tip for losing weight and improving cardiovascular health in general? Well, I think one of the biggest things you can do is your diet, so focus on your diet. And then just start doing some runs, but don't just do long distance runs. You need to do like interval training, circuit training, where you basically find a running track, go hard, really, really hard, then walk it off for a couple of laps. Go really, really hard, walk it off for a couple of laps, because that's kind of how you're going to improve your cardiovascular training. You're not going to lose weight as much that way, but it's going to burn off more calories than if you were to just go on a steady state jog for 5 miles. So it's not always about distance and the time in which it's taking you to do the fitness. Sometimes it's about the intensity, and that's really going to make your cardiovascular get better. Hey, Matsimus, thoughts on Postscriptum? Haven't played it yet. Shut up, V3. I haven't played Postscriptum yet, but I will in the future. I thought standards... Ripster, yeah. Well, I'm an adult, buddy, so I get to choose how I want to grow my facial hair before I go to work. Your best day in the army, getting out. No, I'm just kidding. I have many best days, so I can't really pinpoint a one specific day that was the best day for me. So, play Escape from Tarkov. I do have the game, and I probably will eventually play it, but not right now. How good was your first MRE meal? I don't think I can remember my first ever ration packs. So, awesome, thanks, Matt. I'm embarrassed to admit that sometimes even a minute is tough, but I think pushing it hard for as long as I can, slowly increasing the intensity. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, dude. Interval training, fartlek training, look it up on the internet. It's the best way to get your fitness up. It's not always about just going for runs, so you really need to focus on trying to make your heart work, because your heart is the thing that's making you struggle, not just your muscles. So, do you know anything about the Avro Arrow? I know the plans of it are buried in a lake somewhere, so... why did you transfer to the Canadian Army? Because I just love this country, and I'm really missing the Army, and I decided I wanted to get back into it, so... Have you played Wolfenstein? No, I haven't, unfortunately, but I would like to. I've watched a lot of the videos on that game. That's a fantastic looking game. If you hadn't joined the Remy, what other corps regiment would you have joined? Probably the Tank Regiment. I was actually already signed in to go for a 2RTR, which is the Royal Tank Regiment, but I decided to, at the end of the day, go for something that had a trade. My parents tried and convinced me a little bit to go into a trade, and it paid off very well, so... will you ever do a video about Sherman tank bogie suspension? For sure I will. Charles Nolan, do you miss the SE-80? I certainly do, my friend. I miss it a lot. What place have you deployed to? Afghanistan was my operational deployment. What do you think of British previous service rifles? I mean, the L1A1 was a fantastic gun, 7.62, so I have a lot of good reports from people who have used that in my career that I spoke to in the past. Do you know of any autistic soldiers? Because that's why I got declined. I don't, unfortunately. I can't comment on medical things. Do I play Fortnite? No. Hey, Lionel Ferreira. Have you seen the Challenge 1? How bad is it in War Thunder? I haven't played it yet, unfortunately, but people keep telling me to play it. I'm moving to Canada soon and was wondering how hard it is to join as a foreigner. I served electronic warfare specialist in my country. It's going to be more difficult than just any other person just joining along, because you do have a military career and military service, so it may take a little longer, but don't worry about it, I'm sure you'll be fine. How are the Gurkhas? Are they really tough? They are really tough. They're very hard workers. The friendliest people you'll ever meet. Just don't get around them when they're drinking really hard. Streaming with another War Thunder streamer? Yeah, I could definitely do that, but I think most of the War Thunder streamers get highly triggered by my gameplay, so they kind of give me a wide berth, like, whoa, Matsimus, I am playing with you because you don't have a clue what you're doing. What do you think about the Singapore Armed Forces? Don't know much about them, unfortunately. How difficult is it to get target? Because I wanted to join, I'm a bit worried. I wouldn't be worried, buddy. Just go speak to a recruiter. I'm sure it'd be really easy for you to get in. It'd be no problem at all. Have I ever played Hearts of Iron 4? No, I'd really like to, though. But it's one of those games I think takes a lot to learn, and it's a long time to play. Time is not my best friend here, folks, nowadays. I've got a growing family. I've got, you know, my work, full-time work going on. So it's really hard for me to play those games that take up to like 2-3 hours at a time to play. So, Logan, my day's going pretty good. It's a beautiful day out today. I've got family visiting. Just thought I'd do a little live stream on the side here. Will you do an MRE video on the British Army or other rations? Yes, I'll probably do a Canadian Army MRE video in the future for sure. Show us your best box splits. I don't know if that's even possible. My body cannot comprehend what you just said. Do you know anything about vehicles, people who want to join the Royal Officer Armoured Corps? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you think about dinosaur Hmong forces? Well, they're definitely there in Drumheller. I went to the Dinosaur Museum recently, guys, with some family. It was amazing. It was really, really cool to see. If you've never been there and you live in Canada or Western Canada, you've got to go. It's amazing. Some of the greatest collections of like fossils and dinosaurs and stuff. It was amazing. It was really, really good. Kyle Murphy, thanks for spending time with us. Thanks for spending time with me, Kyle. I appreciate it. Reporting in from AFC Harrogate. Callum, yes, you're actually running with AFC Harrogate. How's it going, buddy? Hope your basic training is running smooth there. Could you please make a video about fighter jet camo? Yeah, that'd be an interesting video, wouldn't it? I could maybe do that. Why is Otterburn so cold at night? Oh, it's a good question. Otterburn is not the greatest of places to train, is it? I remember getting bitten to death by mosquitoes in Otterburn. It was horrible. I appreciate the hard work on this channel. Thank you, Pao. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. What do you think about our winters? V3, this is probably one of the bitterest winters I've ever had in Canada. The one that's just gone. It was horrible. Are you planning on joining the Jingles Expeditionary Force? I have no idea what the Jingles Expeditionary Force is. I'm presuming you mean Jingles, the War Thunder player. Paras or Royal Marines? You know, honestly, I'm an army guy, so I'm always going to keep towards my own branch of the armed forces. I'd probably stick with the Paras, but actually I was really close when I was younger to join the Royal Marines. So, do you like cricket? No, Deadly Cobra. I do not play cricket. Tommy Robinson. I can't talk about Tommy Robinson because it is a political thing going on right now. I know he got arrested again. It is sad to hear of that, but I can't comment on anything political, folks. I'm sorry. So, thanks, Owen. Yeah, we're getting there, aren't we? 112,000 subscribers, which is absolutely boggling to me. But each one of you are the ones who make this happen. So, TRQG, opinions on officers from Sandhurst. You know, officers from anywhere always have their quirks, and they need to get into their own niche and their own sort of comfort zone. But, you know, Sandhurst makes some of the finest leadership in the world. That's inherent. If you pass Sandhurst, you clearly have enough leadership and skills and knowledge to get you through leading. You may not be the greatest leader in the world, but the leadership that comes out from that facility is second to none. So, your channel's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. L38-1M256. Good question. I don't know. Hello, Jonathan Cadu. Welcome. What regiment did you serve in the British Armed Forces? I served in a corps, not a regiment, but I served alongside many regiments, but I was serving in the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. Favorite war film? Favorite war film will be probably Black Hawk Down. I love that movie. It's just great. Joepedia, don't worry, I'll be doing more Hmong series for sure. Have you ever watched the Irish sport of hurling? No, I have not. Ever shot an AT4? I have not. Have I ever been to the Bovington Tank Museum? I have, many years ago. I'd love to go again. I would love to go this summer for Tankfest, but unfortunately I cannot. Tankfest, they actually invited me, Bovington Tank Museum actually invited me to come there. They emailed me and said, we'd love you to come there, we'd love to do an interview with you, we'd love to you know, go over our vehicles, we could give you full access to the warehouse, and you can climb all over the vehicles and video them and put them on your channel. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I don't think they quite realized that I was in Canada. So, you know, one day they said the opportunity is always there if I want to visit and come down, hang out with them and you know, actually you know, showcase the tanks and look around, which is great. So I'd love to go, but I can't afford to fly to the UK with my family. It's just way too expensive. So Leopard 2 best tank you challenge your peasants. What's your favourite close combat gun? Define close combat gun. That's an interesting statement. Hello Matt, this summer I will go to Canada for 1 month. Awesome. I'm an Army Cadet. Good. Hope you're enjoying the Army Cadets. How are you spending your Saturday? Well, it's not Saturday today, it's Sunday. But I'm just chilling out, to be honest with you. I'm just relaxing. Would you rather be run over by a Challenger or an Abrams? Probably a Challenger. At least I go down under the treads of a beautiful British tank. Love the channel. Thank you, Maz. I appreciate it. Favourite sport, Matt? My favourite sport would be rugby. Did you ever play rugby? In what position did you play? Christoph, I was a flanker. Many years ago I used to play rugby. I loved it. But unfortunately nowadays I just don't have the time or the energy to play it. Did I ever meet the Queen? Was in the British Army. I never met her, but I did see her a few times. I haven't played Postscription yet. I will eventually. World War II really isn't my scene when it comes to playing video games, but in the future I'll definitely give it a go. What do you think of the Irish Defence Force? Don't really know much about it, so I can't really comment on it. Have you heard of the 65th Infantry Division? I probably have, but I can't really comment much on it because I don't remember exactly what it is. Kyle Murphy, you are very strange. Favourite World War II tank? Probably the Churchill. I think it's pretty badass. Have I played Dun? I have played Verdun. I've played it on my channel too, if you go check it out. DPM or MTP? MTP, I love MTP. It's like a universal uniform, which I think all NATO forces should be using, but that's just me. Have I served in any wars? I served in Afghanistan, which I guess you can't really define as such as a war, but I have served in that operation environment. Can I be your warrior driver in squad? You can be my warrior driver any day, buddy. Played Battlefield 2, yes, many years ago. What do you know about JTF 2? Well, they are my country's special forces, so I have a massive respect for them. Oh, another donation, which you don't need to do. Please do not send me money, folks. Keep your money, enjoy your summer with it. But thank you, Dio Brando. What's your thought of the Centurion Avra? Yeah, it's kind of strange to me that the Centurion AVRE is coming out for War Thunder, because the vehicle was never designed to take on other vehicles. That gun is designed to blow up minefields, blow through walls, blow up bridges, punch through defences, etc., etc. It's never designed to blow up other vehicles. So the fact that they're, churning on about this massive gun they're going to put on this Centurion Avri, and they're like, yeah, take on other vehicles, and there's penetration values, it just really makes me cringe, because it's like it was never designed to take on other tanks or any kind of vehicle. It was there to knock out bunkers, or to take on bridge defences, or to blow up sand berms. That's what it was there for. And now it's in a game where it's talking about blowing other vehicles up. It's just, I don't know, it makes no sense. If you're going to make Avries, then make bridge layers and make a basis of the game where you can be like recovery mechanics. I'd be like, if it was War Thunder and I could be in the Remy, it'd be amazing. I'm not ignoring your questions, United Arab Republic. I'm just busy talking. So yes, War Thunder with the Avri does make sense. If they're going to do that, they need to do bridge layers, they need to do recovery vehicles, all that good stuff, because it just doesn't make sense. So, thanks for the video. Thank you, Owen. Do you like Bad Lads Army? It's a fantastic show, Nathaniel. It's a great show for sure. Matt, do you know what TOS stands for? Yes, I do. How long? What made you want to work in the Warrior for the British Army? I didn't really choose to work with the Warrior. It was basically my trade brought me into its realm, I guess. Have you heard of the Bundeswehr subs are operational? Have you heard that no Bundeswehr subs are operational? Isn't the Bundeswehr the German army though? Not the Navy? I don't know. War Thunder with F-35 and F-22. I think it will be OP against Russians and Chinese. Why do you want to move to Canada? Because of beautiful weather like this, the people, the jobs, the lifestyle, it's just beautiful here. What's your favourite British Army slang word? I think you already know the answer to that question. Sir or drill sergeant? I think I would be a drill sergeant before I'd be a sir. Matsimus, the Brumbar and the Sternpans in War Thunder would like to have a word with you. You said about the upcoming vehicle. Yeah, that's true. That is what TOS is. In your opinion, what is the best special forces? I don't really have a particular basis or like an opinion to tell what the best special forces is. There is no best of anything. They all have their own unique style of what they do. Sorry, could send my SA-82 in Canada. I was disappointed as you were. I wish you could have sent it to me, my friend Adam. I would have taken that SA off your hands any day, bud. I would have paid for it too. Dio, again, sending me donations. You don't have to do that, dude. Just ask the question and I should get round to it. Thoughts on the 160th SOAR? They're from my state. I haven't really looked into them, but maybe I'll do some research in the future and talk a little bit about Special Forces. I know a lot of you have asked me, mate, Matsimus, talk about Special Forces. We want to hear your opinion on it, even though really my opinion counts for nothing when it comes to Special Forces. But maybe in the future I'll do a video on some Special Forces groups and we'll talk about them a little bit. Why no Indian videos? Because every time I talk about anything to do with India, every single Indian on the internet explodes and gets really upset. Hence why I will never ever talk about anything India again, because it's some of the comments that are made and the butt hurt that's made over anything to do with India is just insane, so that's why. Who's your favourite YouTuber? I think H3H3 is probably one of my favourite YouTubers. He's just hilarious, he cracks me up. The stuff he comes out with, I would love to meet the guy one day. It's never going to happen, but such a genuine guy, really friendly guy. Have you ever had your bed flipped in the Army Foundation College? Yes, many times, British Rifleman. It sucks. And you have to repair all the paintwork they scratch off on the wall when the bed hits it. Have you ever played World of Tanks Blitz? No, I have not. Ever been to Denmark, Scandinavia? I would love to. I'd love to go there. What exercises, routines do you recommend? Ollie Atlas, you need to start looking into doing interval training, or circuit training, or fartlek training, which is basically like, it's exactly what it says. Interval training, so you work really hard, you take a break, you walk off a couple of laps, you work really hard, sprint, run, walk, walk, sprint, run, walk, back and forth, getting that heart working really hard and then braking, and then working really hard and braking. And this is just like when you lift a dumbbell, okay, that's exactly what you're doing. Instead of just doing a really light weight, which a lot of people, they go for a run, they're like, oh yeah, this is really lightweight, I can do this for another 100 Ks, I can do 1,000 bicep curls. That's not what it's about. Your cardiovascular endurance is just like your muscle on your bicep, okay? So you're going to grab a fairly heavy weight and do, good 10 reps, and then you're going to have a break for a few minutes, and you're going to try and do another 10. It's the exact same thing when you're doing your cardiovascular training. You really need to work hard, do some very hard sprints, and then jog it off, cool down, walk, and then repeat and rinse and repeat. Keep doing that. And that's what your heart's doing. It's working really hard, and it's getting a break, and eventually it will get used to doing that kind of routine, and your routine will get better. So that's why you need to work on that. Nice muscles. I don't think so. I lost my muscles years ago. I've been called a highlighter. That's interesting. Or colour highlighter. Tell us a story. Once upon a time there was a Matsimus, and he was very grumpy, and he decided to go drink a beer, and the beer was flat, so he became more grumpy, so he decided to go and get a gigantic... No, I'm just kidding. I will stop that story right there. Would you say Squad is a beginner-friendly game if you have experience from Arma 3? You're going to have a great time. If you know what Arma 3 is and you've played it, you're going to enjoy Squad, so give it a go. Squad is probably one of my favourite first-person shooters right now. It's so much fun. Are you going to be doing Steel Beast solo anytime soon? I'll be doing Steel Beast in general, for sure. Hello, Steel Beast Cavalry, welcome, and Tank Driver, my Steel Beast buddies. Cobra, I hope you're doing well, my friend. You need to get up here and come sit on this deck with me and come have a beer. So does V3. Squad is great when you have a good squad. It certainly is. V3 is one of my local squad gamers, I guess, that we play together. He does some interesting gameplay for sure. Wears MTP or TOS? Don't know what you mean by that question. Why are you live streaming? Are you bored? No, I'm just interacting with my community of 112,000, I think we're at right now. Have you ever thought of making World War II videos? Yes, I have. I'm actually going to do World War II videos in the long future. Don't worry, I will be doing them. Painted the decking. No, the decking is actually quite plain right now. The fence is painted, but the decking isn't. What gas mask is my favourite? I always loved the S10, British Army S10. It's pretty much the exact same as the Canadian C4 gas mask, but it is what it is. It's a gas mask that protects your life. So, what's your job in Canada? I work in the aviation industry, Logan. That's what I do. What is more interesting to you, World War I or World War II? World War II is, I think, more interesting to me. Have I watched Band of Brothers? Yes, I have. It's a fantastic show. Really good. Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Any better? I'm doing a little better. A little better, for sure. Still things going on that kind of stress me out, but I feel a little better. Not much, but a little better, so... How bad is CS gas? It sucks when you're inside a confined space like a gas chamber with your gas mask taken away from you and you can barely see, breathe, or anything. But you'll be fine. If you're going to do it, you'll be fine. Do you have any gas masks? I do. I have my C4 gas mask, which is, yeah, it's there. The only reason I asked you about racism was because earlier video you talked about bullying. I was interested in what type of bullying is in the army. You know, I can't talk of specifics. I don't like to talk of specifics of things like that, especially when it comes to things like racism. And the best thing to do is really just, you know, speak to your recruiter and look around at sources. I never really experienced, you know, seeing racism as such on a full frontal scale, but it does happen, you know, in reality, and sadly the reality is it does happen. So, is the T-72 still good? Define good. I think it still has a purpose to serve in the armed forces around the world, but in terms of good, it's hard to say because that's a really difficult question to answer. Apart from being mechanic, what other qualifications did you get in the army? Charlie Cook, I got some IT qualifications, I got some math qualifications. Really, that's about it. Most of my mechanical trade apprenticeship quals is what I got out of it. So, Jishka or M2 Browning? Probably the 50 cal M2, to be honest with you, because I've used it and I have the experience to say it's a great gun. Have you ever touched a hot rifle barrel by accident? Yep, I've got a scar from it. Right there. I can't see it, but yeah, I've touched an LMG barrel before and it frickin' hurt, and I will forevermore never do it again. So I have not shot the KPVT. Will you do another video on the South African vehicles? I definitely will. Do you actually have a big shot artillery shot a toy in the mess hall? No, I do not. Hi Matsimus, how's your dog? Still going hiking with him? I haven't been hiking with him actually. I'll just see if I can bring him outside. I'll go get him. Just give me a sec here, folks. I'll go grab him. I'll go get Tank to come for a visit. I'll be right back. Come on, buddy, how'd you come? People want to say hello. Okay, let's get your leash. Come here, bud. I'll tie you up so you can't get away. Because I know you'll do it. Come here. Hold on, buddy. Let me just get you clipped in. Okay. Yeah, say hello to everyone. Hank, come here. Oh, there he is. There's my boy. You being a good boy? Can you say hi? Oh, he says hi, everyone. He's being very sad looking today. Are you being a sad pup? He says it's too hot. I'm a hot pup. I took him to the lake this morning for a bit of a stroll, and he plodded around in the water. But he's not a water dog. He really does not like water. He's never been a fan of water, have you, pal? But he's a good boy. And yeah, he's getting old. He's definitely getting old. Tank, my boy. You getting old? Don't you be chasing wasps. He chases wasps. He's a very odd dog. I don't know why he decides to chase wasps, but he does. But he is a good boy. Are you a good boy? Oh, a good boy. Doggy, yeah, Doge. Doge. He looks almost like the Doge dog. Doge. Oh, my boy. He's such a mutt. Yes, I was in the Army Cadets. Lay down, pup. You lay down. That's it. You look out into the world. Have you ever been inside a Centurion tank? Yes, I have. Are you in ATC? Oh, asking someone else. What's your favourite camo? My favourite camo is MTP right now. Mats, when's your next drunk cooking? I wasn't drunk when I did my last cooking with Matsimus, but I will do another one in the future for sure. Have I seen the channel Forgotten Weapons? Yes, I have. It's a great channel, really, really good. I love MTP. Opinions on the Mercy and Regiment. They're a good bunch of guys. They were in Fallingbostel with me when I was there back in the day. You going out sometime to the woods with Nick? Yes, Callan, I will for sure be going to the woods with Nick when he visits. He's going to come visit me. We're going to go to the mountains. We're going to do some, I guess, bushcraft stuff. Really excited to see him there for sure. The CAD-PAT live. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of CAD-PAT. How would you rank the GPMG? Well, it's pretty much one of the most effective medium machine guns in the world, so I rank it very high. Thoughts on Camaraderie? Well, it's a super garrison now. It wasn't a super garrison when I was in. Yeah, in terms of a training area, it's not the greatest of fun in the world. Oh, there's another puppy coming. Tank's like, I see another puppy. You stay where you are, my face. Have you seen Kevin Drakey's channel? Yes, I have. It's a great channel. He's got a lot going on for it. Good for him, serving British soldier. What's going on with Tommy Robinson? Can't talk about it, unfortunately. GPMG sucks, but the MC40 rules. Tank, quit. Quit it. Get over here. Get over here and lay down. Lay down. You mutt. Come over here. Hey, over here. Come. Little face. Lay down. Sees another dog, he loses it. It's normally he sounds like a cow. Are you a cow, Tank? Are you a cow? Oh, he's such a mutt. Have I seen the Battlefield 5 trailer? Yes, I have. We had a great discussion about it, having some fun with it on my Discord channel there. We had a great old time. Dog sounds like an old engine starting up. He does, doesn't he? That's because he's an old boy. Good boy. Lots of people here, lots of people talking. Does Tank howl at emergency vehicles? No, he doesn't howl at emergency vehicles. He's not really a howler. He doesn't really howl. I've never heard of him howl before. Oh, he's gonna roll over onto my legs. Have you worked with the Royal Irish Guards? I have not. What do you think about the Italian army? Haven't really come anywhere near them or exposed to them. Am I in England? No, I am not Korean Hulk. I'm in Canada right now. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hi from Norway. Matt, have you been here? No, Philip. I would love to go there though. I'd love to go for sure. He is not a Malamute. He is a Husky Cross Shepherd. Big mutt face. Charlie Teal, thanks buddy, I'm glad you enjoyed the streams. A400 thoughts, what a beast, eh? Big old plane. A lot of respect for it. I'll probably do a video on it in the future for sure. Are the A&A actually any good at their job? Hard to say. I would say no, but that's just mine. Does the collars on Tank's leash have the same colours as your Help for Heroes flag? Yes, they do. He has the colours of Help for Heroes on his collar there for the Air Force, Army and Navy. So yes, I bought it in the charity for Help for Heroes, so dog loves the rubs. He does love the rubs, don't ya? His face. Come on, lay down. You know you want to. Just rest your head. Rest your head. There. Look at this beast. Look at that though. Like, just, he's like deployed himself. Good boy. Best tank you ever served in, Matt? Well, I always would say that the best armoured fighting vehicle I've served in is the Warrior, because it's just amazing. What's your opinion being allowed in the infantry units? I cannot answer on that, I'm sorry. Do you work from Bombardier? No, I do not. He's a husky? He is a husky cross shepherd, yes. He's a husky cross shepherd, guys. Tank deployed. Your tank is deployed. Tank is a beast. Laughs with English Mastiff. What age is your dog? He is, he'll be 12 now. 12 years old. He's getting old. Do you have any reliable info about the Bavaria 373? I don't even know what that is. And the thoughts on the RMP, RAFP. The RMP and the RAF police, I mean, they have a job to do, just like anyone else does. So. Korean Hulk, are you a soldier? Yes, I am serving in the Canadian Armed Forces right now. Have you noticed your military strategy videos are based on big countries versus another big country? You often forget that many systems are too expensive for most nations. I totally agree. Dio Brando, thank you. Buy a tank a tree on me. Also give him pets for me. Here, I'll give him pets for you. There you go. Lay down. Yeah, he's got pets. Give him a biscuit. Our patrol base is obsolete. No. Matt, I'm part of the Sutherland and Argyles. Awesome. Cadet Peard, good for you. What aircraft you flew in when you were in the army? Zell, Chinook, Lynx. Oh, look, you've seen another puppy. Ooh. Tank, get over here. You mutt. Get over here. Come here. Lay down, you mutt face. Are you a hat? Yes, I am. There's a channel about... do you have a bug out plan? I do not. Not here, anyway. Infidel, there will be a part 2 video on the Foundation College. Yes. Do you think there will be a war with Iran? No. If you had to join the Royal Navy, what would you do and why? I'd probably join like a destroyer ship. I wouldn't be into the aircraft carriers for sure. SA-80 or M4. You know, it's hard to say now that I have my C7. I like shooting it a lot. But I still would, I think, Lionel, I'd stick with the SA-80. PMC opinions. Remind me, PMC, what you're talking about. What job role were you while you served in the British Army? I was a Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineer's heavy-duty tank mechanic. Are you interested in World War II tanks? Yes, I am. Best Royal Navy ship? HMS Ark Royal when she was in service. Did you train in Pirbright? No, I trained in Army Foundation College, Harrogate. Will I do a video on the MG42? Probably. L1A1 or M14. I've actually owned an M305, which is a Chinese knockoff M14, so I'd probably say for now the M305 or M14. Private military contractors, Wagner and Blackwater. Yeah, I've come across Blackwater guys before. I actually know someone who's in a private contracting firm. He gets a lot of money for what he does. What languages do you speak other than English? Drunk English? Thoughts on Battlefield 5? I'm not into it. Thoughts on cats? I have a cat. I hate her. Tank tolerates her to the most part. But I used to love cats. I don't like them anymore. I went to Harrogate and I'm in the Remy as well. Well, good for you, Charlie Teal. What do you say American weapons are overpriced? I don't think they're overpriced. You pay for good quality and they make good quality weapons. So. How many times do you have to repeat a question on stream? Good question. I don't know. What happened to your Hmong videos on your channel? Unfortunately, Charlie, I had to take a lot of them down due to the fact that I'm now serving the Canadian Armed Forces. Some things have come across as potentially inappropriate, so I took them down. What's your thoughts on the A330 tanker? I don't know, but I'll do a video on it in the future. Puma or Warrior? I would definitely have to pick the Puma. I love Warriors, but unfortunately Puma does have a ton of more features than the Warrior does, so... am I Scottish? No, I'm not Scottish. GPMG or M60? GPMG. The M60 is old. It had some problems. The GPMG has never really failed to make any problems. Would you join the US military if you moved here? Probably would, yes. Actually, I would happily join the US military, and I would probably go in as a Abrams gunner? Abrams tanker. What does your tattoo right under your sleeve say? It says, pride in my soul, love for my family in Latin. Do standard soldiers get bulletproof vests? Korean Hawk in Canada, we do not get issued them unless you need them. Thank you, Christopher Cole. I really appreciate that. CV90 or Bradley? I'd have to pick the CV90, to be honest with you. I think it has a little bit more speed and features than Bradley does, but they're quite similar, so it's hard to really say. How did you join the Canadian if you're English? I moved to Canada, so that's probably the best way to do it, really, isn't it? Your thoughts about Germany? Kein Leben. I lived in Germany for many years of my life. I loved it there, so it's absolutely amazing. A lot of respect for the German populace and the German army for sure. So yeah. This may sound stupid, but do you have to cut your hair when you're in the army? Yes, I do. Unfortunately, my hair is not cut very well. Recently, it needs to get cut. But before I go back on my course in the summer, I will be getting my hair cut. Don't you worry about that. I know it's weird to ask, but how many tattoos do I have? I have about 7 or 8 tattoos now. I need to get more, but I can't afford them, so I've decided to just put it on hiatus for now. What do you think about the French Foreign Legion? I know actually a couple of people who went to join the French Foreign Legion. They didn't stick with it. They did not have a great time in doing so. They, watched a couple of YouTube videos and thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But unfortunately, the reality is it just isn't. They say you don't need to speak French, but trust me, you need to speak French. The people who I knew who joined did not speak a word of French. They joined and said it was the toughest part of the entire thing was to try and, integrate with different countries, and a lot of other European countries like Italy and Spain. Most people that join the French Foreign Legion from those countries can speak French, or from, part of France that back in the day they can remember how to speak it. So if you join the French Foreign Legion, you should probably be able to speak French. What do you think about the fact the first woman joining infantry quit? I can't comment on it, I'm sorry. Would you say the K2 Black Panther can compete against the M1A1 and Leclerc? Yes, I can. It's a very formidable tank. Will you do a video and explain the meaning of my tattoos? I could definitely do that, for sure. Why can you not comment on women? The problem is, Mod Justin, is because I'm now serving, I can't really make comment on anything political or anything to do with, another nation's political view or what's the word, diversity views, because it could jeopardize the comments of what I say to others. So I can't really put my opinion on stuff like that, unfortunately. What rank were you? I was a corporal. How come the Royal Air Force has never intercepted Santa Claus? The bastard's too damn fast, buddy. Okay, Santa Claus travels at Mach 15. There's no missile that can catch up with that sucker. He's just too damn fast. Do you have any ribbons? I do have 1 ribbon for Afghanistan and 1 ribbon for NATO deployment. Have you trained at Cope Hill Down? I probably have, many years ago, but I don't remember specifically what I did there. How do you feel about Challenger 2 getting an upgrade by CAT? I think it's awesome. They deserve it. Those engines have done their time. They need a new engine for sure. It's about time someone finally realised that they do. He travels at Mach 420, yeah. Maybe he does. Chances of World War III? It's kind of a random question. I don't think it's going to happen. Favourite IMG and what is it? I don't know what that means. What do you think about the Swedish military? I haven't really had much integration or, opinion on them because I can't really say anything about them if I've not really interacted with them, so. Can't wait to join the army now. Me and my brother will be in the same regiment, hopefully. Good for you, KJW29, that'd be awesome. Why aren't the British Army in any war, only peacekeeping? Well, there really isn't any decisive wars going on right now that I think anyone wants to be involved in, so. Did you fight in the Falklands War? No. How old do you think I am? But I have been to the Falklands and served there with the British Army. Funny. Does Sabo round heat penetrate armour better than a heat round? Depending on the type of armour, Sabo rounds tend to defeat armour that is specifically designed to stop tank rounds. Heat rounds are more primarily designed for vehicles that carry crews or a lot of ammunition or fuel that can punch through small holes and produce a mass amount of mess inside. Matsimus is not that old. Have you ever been to Africa? No, I'd love to go there though. Thoughts on the MG42? I think that's Hitler's buzzsaw, isn't it? The 42 or the 34. It's a fantastic gun, and the fact it's still being used today really tells it wonders for what it can do. What's up, Matt? Nice weather there. Keep up the vids, man. Thank you, Restar Marco. I appreciate that, buddy. How old am I now? I'm going to be 30 soon, folks. It's crazy, eh? What country are you most afraid of? I'm most afraid of China. There's definitely a lot of problems that can come from that country if they wanted it. Why Portaloos so messy in Catterick? Because people don't look after them, that's why, and people are like pigs. They don't tend to have the common sense to clean up after themselves. Take care, a fat cat from Sweden. Do you agree with the premise that we invaded Afghanistan? I cannot talk about politics, Mod Justin, I apologise. What countries did you visit with the army? Poland, France, Germany, UK, obviously. Afghanistan, Dubai, Falklands, United States, Canada, all over the place. What do you think about the Starfighter? I'm presuming you mean the old school TIE Fighter? Starfighter? I haven't really got much opinion on it, to be honest with you. How long have you been in Afghanistan? I was in Afghanistan for 7 months. Did you fight in the Middle East? In Afghanistan, yes. Hello, Brick Clone, welcome. Prick clone, interesting name. My dad's uncle used to be in the Falklands War and he used to call my dad Sarge. Most people call me Sarge. Awesome. I don't get how Portaloos are so nasty, but there are always such inspirational quotes on the walls. Have ever been to Ireland? No, I've not been to Ireland. AT-AT versus Challenger. In the AT-AT, you could just stamp on top of the Challenger, unless the Challenger got a sneaky little round on the cockpit of the AT-AT. Did you do sport whilst in the army? Yes, Charlie. I played rugby whilst I was in the army, so... Dio Brando, once again, sending me money. Please, do not send me money. The RPG 29. I don't know, but I'll do a video on it in the future. Ooh. Cool bike going by. Have you stubbed your toe? I have stubbed my toe in the past, yes, but I haven't stubbed it right now. I'm going to Harrogate in September. Can you do sports like boxing in the college? Yes, you can, for sure. Weaponize. You should change your name, dude. For sure, you should change your name. Matt, do you agree with pike nose arm design on modern tanks today? I don't really have a problem with it. Any miniature wargaming? I don't do any miniature wargaming myself, no. I used to when I was a teenager. I used to play a bit of Warhammer and play the old Space Marines, but... Kitsune 1, probably not the best question to ask people, but... did you hear about the Americans killing those Russian mercenaries? I don't quite know if that's something I can talk about, so no. Your basic training tips video is one of the best I've ever seen, most informative. When you're in your room with all your other crews, what's the bathroom situation like? Well, you're going to have to use a communal bathroom, so get used to it. I appreciate the fact you like that video, so good. Please share it with your buddies if if they're joining too. But yes, you're going to be using communal bathrooms, so you've got like 20 sinks, one big shower room. You're going to have to use it together, get used to it. Where am I? I'm in Alberta, Canada. Do you like World of Tanks? I'm not a massive fan of it. I'd much rather play Armored Warfare and War Thunder before I play World of Tanks. Is a soldier allowed to surrender, did it say surrender against impossible odds in terms of the code of war? No, I mean, surrender is something you should always, as a human being, be able to do. That's why the Geneva Convention tells you that if someone was to surrender, you are to, look after them as a prisoner. But I don't think you're forced to fight to the death. Not in a NATO country, anyway. Why does Ant from SAS Who Dares Win look like a badger? Oh, that's funny. The boxing is great in Harrogate of all watching girls beat of each other and bleeding out. That's an interesting statement, really, isn't it? Oof. That's all I'm going to say to that. Oof. Oof. If you ran away from a modern day battle, would you get shot? No. Not in a NATO standard, anyway. How old am I? I am coming on 30 soon. Can vets wear their uniform in public? No, sort of. Do you think there's a place for large naval guns like the 16-inch boomstick? I wish there was, but I don't think, unfortunately, there is nowadays. If you were born in Russia, would you have joined their military? Probably? Such a random question. V3, stop sending me money. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag flowing through the wind? I don't know the rest of the words. V3, don't send me money or I'm going to bitch slap you. Do you think nukes stop systematic... I don't know how to say that. T-14 Armada's new tank. I think it's a great tank. I would be very interested to see how that protective cabin, how much it actually protects them by taking on some of the high-end NATO rounds and seeing how well they would be able to punch through that protective cabin. But I think it's an interesting concept. Have I met any Gurkhas? I've met a lot of Gurkhas, yeah, great bunch of guys, really, really nice, friendliest people you'll ever meet. When will the railgun be in proper service? I'll just call DARPA right now and find out. Hello, DARPA? Oh, okay, sorry, I got the wrong number. Oh, I gotta call US Navy. Hi, is this the US Navy? Yeah, can you just tell me when you're gonna put railguns on your ships, please? Someone's asking on my live stream. Oh, okay, thanks, bye. Yeah, they have no idea. Do you know Richard Leaford? No, I do not. When will America bring democracy to Iran? That's a good question, Leopold, my resident troll. It's a question you should definitely ask people who would know about it, because I don't. Have you ever seen the movie White Tiger? No, I have not. What's it about? Have you ever been to a real firefight shootout? Yes, I have. Do you Do you ever have your own room in the army? Yes, I did have my own room, but most of the time you share nowadays. But I think Z-type accommodation, which is the new thing they're trying to bring across the army now, is everyone has their own individual rooms, which I'm not a massive fan of. Honestly, as much as I would like to have my own personal room, I think the fact that you're forced to share it with other people brings a lot more camaraderie into the room instead of this I'm going to stay in my room and play video games thing. Whereas when you're in a group of like 4 or 5 guys, you always went out and go for a drink or went running or went training, etc., etc. So, I like the one-man room thing that they're doing, but at the same instance, I think it deters away from, being in a group basis. You should be involved with your peers on a day-to-day basis, live, sleep, etc. And I know you should have some privacy, but I think you should still have communal shared rooms when you're in low ranks for sure. When you start to get to ranks of sergeant, full corporal, then yes, you should be able to give you the right of having your own individual room, because you don't want to be crossing the line of having low ranks in the same room as the others. I think low ranks up to the rank of lance corporal, maybe even to corporal, should be sharing rooms. I appreciate the Z-type accommodation, the one-man room situation, but I think overall it's going to reduce the camaraderie, and I think that's what the army's starting to find now, is they're starting to appease all these different individual groups, and they're starting to falter on different things like that, dropping on that brotherhood when you get to share your room with your other buddies. You come home from a day at work and you'll go out afterwards and go to the gym, or you'll go to dinner together, or you'll go to, it's a different mentality. So can you talk about World War II tanks? I will definitely talk about them in the future. Hello ITS VD21 TV, welcome. How easy are modern tanks to repair? They're pretty easy to repair, depending on the type of tank you're working on. Everything's modular, everything's quick release, everything's fairly self-explanatory to disassemble, etc. Are you a war junkie? No, I'm not. Good day, Matsimus. How are you doing? Hello, Zeka Berend. I'm doing great. How are you, my friend? Thank you for joining me on the stream today. Thank you all for joining me on the stream today. I appreciate it very much. What would happen if you were to run away from a battle as a NATO soldier? You would be brought back to the ranks and probably put back into circulation. Yes, V3, very good point, my friend. How am I doing? Grim Reaper, I'm doing okay. I've had better days. I'm still sort of recovering and taking it easy, taking life one step at a time, but I'm doing better, so. Hello, Matt Reed. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Are you going to do a band cannon video soon? I don't know what band cannon is. Did I watch the royal wedding? No. Hello, Silver Bullet. How's life? Life's going okay. Still having a little bit of a rough time, but, I'm getting by, so I'm doing better. Beautiful days like today. It's really nice to have you guys streaming with me today. Where are you from, mate? Timothy NGO. I am from originally Hertfordshire, England. I moved to Canada in 2010. If a soldier refuses to follow an order, is it a war court trial or a field execution? Oh my god, what a stupid question. If you fail to follow orders, it is deemed as a military criminal code offence, so you'll be charged, either agide or placed onto court-martial. Do you have any handguns in Canada? I used to, Fubar. I used to have a Beretta 92 FS Inox. I also used to have a GSG 1911 in 22. And yeah, they're the only 2 handguns I've had in my time. Just got home from a school trip, so this made my day. This made my day. Well, that's good, Silver Bullet. I'm glad. Where did you go for your school trip? Please tell me. I'd be interested. Hertfordshire, boy. Yeah, I'm from Hertfordshire originally, guys. Top secret battle monkeys with FN minimes. Well, it might be an interesting thing to see. It would be a bunch of minimes being held by monkeys. Do you think that nukes can stop all-out wars? That's a very difficult question to answer. No more questions, Matt. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with you guys. So. MEO 109 or for Spitfire. I'm definitely going to say the Spitfire because it prevented me from being potentially a Nazi in the World War II time period. So, protecting us and our nation from being invaded in the Battle of Britain. So, Matsimus, what's your favourite MRE? I think any British Army 24-hour ration pack was my favourite, but I don't have a favourite MRE that I have in Canada, so. Do you think the British Army still affects the way you think and act? I don't know what you mean by that. You guys are asking so many political questions that I can't answer, so you might as well move on because I can't answer your political questions, folks. Why are junior soldiers so good? I wouldn't say junior soldiers are better than any other soldier that joins up, but they do have a bit of a head start, so. ME 109, you normies. Someone likes the German Luftwaffe, Second World War planes, won the Spitfire. What's the creepiest thing you ever seen in Afghanistan? The creepiest thing? I saw a young boy getting his water taken from him by his father as it was given to one of the soldiers in the convoy, and him being unfortunately beaten. So that was a sad thing to see. That really creeped me out. Being given water by a stranger or an infidel, and his son getting beaten was kind of sad to see. But what do you think is better, the F-18 or the Su-35? That's a tough question to say. Depends on the type of F-18, I guess, really. Please make a video on having safe passage. What? Safe passage from Iran rather than Pakistan. It's a ridiculous question / concept of the video. Would the British Army help the Korean War with a naval support? It's a good question. I don't know. Light topics, guys. Light topics. Yeah, some of these topics are a little deep and heavy, which I cannot answer, so there's no point asking. Can you do a video on the Royal Engineers, the Titan and Trojan? For sure, Buttercup. I can definitely do that. Stand by in the future. I promise you I'll do it. Why are there portaloos in the trees on every training area? Good question. I don't know. Thoughts on Generation Kill? Fantastic show. Absolutely love Generation Kill. Such a good show. Alright, mate, I'm out. Nice. Have fun, mate. Take care, Restar Marco. I appreciate you standing by here and on the stream. V3. Matsimus, are Albertans as weird as we think they are in real Canada? Albertans are gods. Not like you East Canadians. Please do another cooking stream. I can definitely do that for you guys. What's the funniest thing you said over the radio? Contact bait out. I've said that before. Instead of wait out, I said bait, and I got my ass handed to me by the company sergeant major at the time. It was hilarious. He's like, what did you say? Contact bait out? Has the phrase stand by not traumatized you? I always say stand by. I'm sure when I was in training cadets, they were always like, why does he keep saying stand by before he tells us to do a physical bit of training exercise? Do I know French? K. James? No, I do not know French. Contact bait out. Yeah, I actually said it on the net. Contact bait out. Do you have any funny nicknames in the army, and how did you get it? I do have funny nicknames, but I can't tell you them because they would inherently tell you of my last name, which I'm not really too wanting to tell. How tall am I? I'm 6'3". Deadpool. What's your thoughts about HK fixing the L85? Well, it was definitely a thing that was required, Paul, so good thing they did it. How was BMQ? I didn't do BMQ in Canada. I did basic training in the Army, and Canadian Army very nicely allowed me to bypass it, so. The rifles a bunch of mongs. No, the rifles are good infantry regiments. Stand 2, stand 2. It's not stand T-O-O, V3, it's just stand T-O, you mong. Have you ever drank so much milk that you threw up? No, because I don't drink milk. I just have it with my cereal and that's it. Do you think the Army Cadets helps people with the Army entry? Nathan, I think it does help, but don't go into the military thinking because you have an Army Cadet experience that you're going to be any better than anyone else. What jobs have you done before the military? I didn't, because I joined at 16. I didn't have any jobs before I joined. It was at school. 20mm or 30mm? I would say the 30mm because it's on the Warrior, and it's the only round of which I know is on an infantry fighting vehicle that I've used. What does stand 2 mean? Stand 2 basically means get to your post, get to your action station that you've been told to get to. So in the infantry, if someone shouts stand 2, it means everybody get the hell out of bed, get to your firing positions, and keep an eye out for what's about to happen, because you're probably going to get bumped or ambushed or attacked. So stand 2 means wake up, get to your firing position, get your station where you're supposed to be, and get ready for a fight. Hey Matsimus, any run-in with the camel spiders whilst deployed? Yes, Martin Shu, I have seen many camel spiders before. What's the weirdest thing you've done on my deployment? It's hard to say. Is your dog my best mate? Oh, we'll just see. Let's see. Come here. Tank, come here, bud. Let's say hello to our friends. Come here, buddy. Come here. Tank. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, buddy. I want to say hello. Sit down. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's my boy. My puppy. Oh, my boy. Oh, my puppy. Tank. Tank. Well, boys, I think it's time for me to go because people are saying the stream's lagging, so it's probably a good time for me to cut stream. Stay tuned for more videos coming out in the future, folks. I am super busy right now in life. There's still a lot of things going on personally in the background that I need to deal with, so just bear with me as new content videos come out. It will come. I'm just going through a tough time still, so I'm still trying to transition and adjust. So I will do more videos. Stay tuned in the future. Just give me some time and I'll get around to it. Anyway, folks, thanks again for joining me today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section after this stream. I will upload it onto YouTube so you can see the rest of it if you haven't seen it already. And if you did join me today on the stream and you did enjoy it, please leave me a like. And for those of you who donated, I really appreciate it. You don't need to send me money, folks. Honestly, I remind you every time when we do these streams is to keep your money. Go spend it on something fun over the summer. Go, you know, buy some new video games. I don't know, do whatever you want to do. Don't send it to some random guy on the internet. Go and enjoy your summer or whatever you're doing in the world right now. And I will see you next time. Thank you again for joining me and have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, potentially Monday. And I'll see you again. All the best. Bye-bye.